Good afternoon. Welcome to a business update for VirtualSystem VS3 for VMware version 2.2. Hi, this is Gary Stevens. I work in the newly formed Converged Cloud System under Tom Joyce, and that is where the VirtualSystem portfolio is now currently housed. We have a launch happening in the June timeframe just prior to Discover, when we'll be bringing out the latest version of VirtualSystem, version 2.2. You will notice a couple of changes around the VS3 2.2 compared to any previous version. So consider this an update to bring you up to speed on where we are today with the portfolio. This will not cover the entire portfolio, but rather what some of the updates are. So if you're interested in going back and learning about the entire portfolio, there are other podcasts that you're welcome to go back and listen to. Now, I want to cover a few things. I want to talk about why VirtualSystem is important to HP and also to you. I want to discuss very briefly some of today's business challenges. We'll talk about the solution in a little bit of detail, but as I said, I do want to cover just some of the highlights or the more notable changes that we're bringing to market with the version 2.2 package. And then I want to give just a little bit of the architectural overview and then some call to actions. So let's talk about why VirtualSystem is important to HP and as well to you and also your customer. HP is embarking upon a large initiative to integrate our systems. So you've heard of the Converged Infrastructure 2.0 initiative. You've heard of our Converged Cloud and our Converged Solutions. Well, the Converged Systems has a vision that it's easier to sell a package comprising of servers and storage and networking as a single construct than it is to really try and sell piece parts, servers or storage or networking. So VirtualSystem is important to HP because this is a piece of our new model for how we can be better successful at selling more integrated systems. It's also important to your customer because customers are looking for more integration, looking for a prepackaged environment that they can buy off the shelf more or less. They're also looking for some flexibility in that packaging. So as an example, our VirtualSystem comes not only with an option for a C7000 blade chassis, but it also gives you 4 different processor choices within that blade chassis. And then when it comes to storage, we have a large variety of choices ranging from StoreServe 7000 up to StoreServe 10,000. So we do have this integrated or this prepackaged mantra that we're trying to beat to, but we're also making sure that we do provide absolute flexibility because customer needs are very different. We also want to make sure that this solution can grow with the customer. So the virtualization platform that VirtualSystem enables is the starting point, and we'll cover in a few slides how you can take that virtualization solution at a customer site all the way up to the public cloud space. So again, that's why it's important not only to HP, but also to the customer, and as well why it's important that you understand this. So specifically, what is HP announcing? VirtualSystem VS3 2.2 is the go-forward version. And when I say go-forward version, VirtualSystem used to be packaged in a VS1 flavor and a VS2 flavor in addition to a VS3. VS1 and VS2 were considered the small versions or the entry-level versions. Now, VS3 was historically considered the enterprise-grade version. Very large amount of storage, started off with a very large amount of servers. What we will be announcing in June is a repackaging that actually extends the VS3 framework down into that mid-market and almost entry-level space. So VS3 will take over absolutely the target market opportunity for VS2, and it'll take over the high end of the VS1 space. That's the first thing that I want to make sure you understand. There's no longer a VS1 or 2, just a VS3. Now the target market, again, it's going to be mid-market and higher, but there will be situations where a small customer definitely can take advantage of VS3. If there's a customer who has a need that falls below what we're calling the VS3 minimum configuration, HP will be happy to work with you to build a reference architecture that does meet that customer need. And we can also base that architecture on the existing core building blocks that are contained within our virtual system platform, namely C7000 blades and HP storage, as well as HP networking. Some of the new capabilities within the VS3 package is, of course, the support for the 3-PAR StoreServe 7000. It is our mid-market entry, very price competitive, and it does scale from downwards of 20 terabytes up to well over 200. So again, it has the scalability to meet customer needs, but it is in a more price competitive packaging. We also have upgraded our support experience. Before we had what was called Support Plus 24. We've now elevated our support experience to provide what we want to say is a solution-level experience for the customer. This is rated at a proactive level of support from HPTS. This support also provides complete installation and configuration at the customer site, as well as the ability for the customer to provide or to ask for additional services if necessary, meaning we have the ability to upgrade to beyond proactive support to even something like mission critical if that's what the customer needs. Availability will be June 10th in terms of launching the product, and we will have a very large venue for virtual system at the HP Discover in Las Vegas. So let's talk about how virtual system fits into our general portfolio family from HP. You've heard before that virtualization is the starting platform for any type of a cloud system, whether it's a private cloud or a public cloud. And that's because cloud solutions, or rather service automation solutions, do require a very great need for flexibility. If you look on this slide, you'll see the two left-hand steps are gray. That is the perfect spot for virtual system because it provides the standardization and consolidation and automation that customers are looking for to build their bedrock or their platform for their cloud service. And it also provides you an on-ramp to your self-service infrastructure. That really is another way of saying for your cloud environment. So virtual system can start the customer when they're just starting to work on virtual system or virtualization platforms, and can definitely carry them into when they have needs for service automation or cloud solutions. Now, I want to make sure you understand that the virtual system is a part of HP's Converged Systems business unit, but it's also part of HP's Converged Systems strategy. We have three mantras. Architecture does matter. The integration that HP does with their partners, whether it's Microsoft or VMware or Red Hat, the integration that we do is to make sure that it's not just a layered approach so the software sits on top of the hardware. The software that we have from our partners really is integrated with the HP underlying infrastructure. As an example, as a part of the virtual system platform of solutions, there is a C7000 or blade system chassis that is managed by something called Insight Control. The integration between HP and VMware or HP and Microsoft have provided Insight Control for VMware and Insight Control for Microsoft. This integration allows the triggers and the error messages and all the monitoring messages that come from Insight to be sent to the management consoles from our partners' solutions, so that as a customer, when you're trying to administer a virtual system, you don't have to ping pong between different management consoles. You can stay on the one that you prefer, and the information that you need will come to you because of that integration between HP and our partners. We also want to make sure that we have the best service level agreement for the customers. What that means is our architecture design is to ensure highly available solutions. No single point of failure is one of the core tenements for our solution around virtual system. And finally, the solution experience. We've up-leveled our services to proactive because customers are very interested in having a solution experience. They do not want to call a vendor and tell them that their solution, their virtual system has failed, only to find that the customer support is only able to talk about the underlying storage or the underlying servers. This solution level experience is so that a customer can call and say, I have a virtual system, and HP will understand what that means and what is inside that solution, and will ultimately provide a better experience for the customer. So let's go into a little bit of detail about what is inside VirtualSystem VS3. So again, we talked about some of the additional services. VirtualSystem VS3 still contains the on-site installation and startup services. We can, from day of order until arrival at customer site, usually takes place in under 45 days and usually 30 days. We have a choice for the different type of service automation or cloud management environments. We support for the VMware solution both the VMware vCloud Suite, and we also support the HP Matrix operating environment. This choice allows the customer to pick the solution that they want and when they want. We also fully include HP's vSphere and vCenter software layers to ensure that you have the optimal virtualization package from VMware, and then you can choose whether you use the Matrix system from HP for cloud management or VMware's vCloud Suite. Some of the business benefits for an HP virtual system. I think first and foremost, you want to talk about the flexibility that this gives the customer. Think about the ability to have 5 different storage choices, 5 different processors, an unlimited amount of memory choices, and an unlimited amount of servers within your Blade environment, so that a customer can choose something as small as 100 virtual machines and something as great as several thousand virtual machines, all within the same VirtualSystem VS3 framework. So again, increased flexibility is what we really wanted to focus on for bringing out this version 2.2. We've also tried to improve the total cost of ownership. That's bringing in some of these more price-competitive solutions like the StorServe 7000 array. This is an array that has a very good price-performance ratio, and it allows the customers to start off with what they need to purchase for their given capacity. If they only need storage for 100 virtual machines, they only have to buy that much capacity. As their virtual needs grow and their virtual storage needs grow, they can continue to increase the amount of storage components within the StorServe 7000 so they can grow as they need to, as opposed to having to buy everything up front. And finally, the seamless scalability. This is why we've invested in a VS3 platform across the entire target market, because we found it's better to have a good investment in networking, a good investment in redundancy, and a good investment in power from the beginning, so that as the customer's needs grow, they only have to worry about their compute scaling or their storage scaling at any one point. They don't have to suddenly rip out their network and replace it because they've outgrown it. So the flexibility, better TCO, and seamless scalability is really what we're trying to focus on with the 2.2 version of VirtualSystem. Now, in terms of the packaging, how you actually place the order, you'll see we used to have with VS1, VS2, and VS3, we had a single rack, 2-rack, and multi-rack. We still have that framework, but these are more marketing examples. A single rack configuration, if you choose a small configuration, it will automatically get shipped in a single rack because we know what will fit in a single rack, and the Watson and Sales Builder order systems will help you understand how to configure a single rack. However, if the customer needs are larger than what will fit in a single rack, customers can definitely order a multiple rack configuration. And finally, if you're looking for maximum scalability or maximum capacity from the beginning, and you order a StorServe 10,000 array and multiple C7000 chassis, you can get a very large configuration that exactly meets the customer needs. Again, we're leveraging and using the intelligence of our ordering systems to simplify the order process for you. Within an example of the single rack, you can see some of the detailed components. We do have a StoreServe 7200 array. We do have a base of C7000 BL460 blades. It's the two-socket blade system servers. This would give you support for up to about 500 virtual machines. HP is currently doing some testing and sizing analysis to understand what is the right ratio between hardware and virtual machines. And so as an example, between 0, or rather more like 40 or 50 virtual machines and 500, a single rack would be an excellent configuration for your customer. We also have a choice for a micro SD card, meaning that rather than having hard drives inside your blade servers, you can equip them instead with micro SD cards. Again, many customers are asking for flexibility. HP is providing that when they can. Once you have your flexible configuration, whether it's a single rack, a multi-rack, or a mini-rack, you then have the choice of what type of software layer. I mentioned before, Matrix operating environment is an option, as is vCloud Director. Depending upon if the customer is a VMware shop, they can choose a strictly VMware management environment. Or if the customer likes VMware from a virtualization standpoint, but really wants to stick with HP when it comes to that higher cloud management layer, we provide both options for the customer. Now, from a VMware perspective, this is what you see. We also have VirtualSystem for Microsoft and VirtualSystem Foundation, and they'll provide even more choices from a partner management or partner cloud management perspective. As I said, single source for virtualization and cloud software. That's HP. Whether you are choosing VMware or HP's Matrix environment, you can get that all from one location. If the customer is really looking for a comprehensive solution that does contain VMware components, they can still come to a single location and purchase all of their software needs, whether it's Site Recovery Manager for backup and protection, or whether it is vCenter Operations Manager to better align their management and their monitoring tools with their infrastructure. Regardless of what the customer is looking for, they can purchase all of their software needs from a single vendor, and that is HP. On the support perspective, proactive care is very nice because it provides the customer with a higher level of hand-holding and support from HP. It provides what we call advisory support in addition to hardware and software and in-site remote support. This advisory support allows the customer to call in and get that solution-level experience. HP will know what the customer's configuration is and therefore can provide a much better experience than before. So let's go ahead and wrap this up and tell you where you want to go if you want to learn more. So again, what is the HP advantage? When customers look for a virtualization solution, they're looking for a few things. They're looking for someone they can trust to help them understand what they should be investing in. That's HP. We have the ability to provide them not only the hardware, but also the software and the services to provide them with a full solution from a single vendor. If a customer is not really understanding what type of virtualization solution or what type of a cloud-ready solution they should be looking for, we also have site assessment services that we can bring in to help the customer get that first mile down the road and really understand what virtualization means, how it affects their business, and what's the very next step. HP provides best-in-class components, meaning that whether it is the underlying hardware for the server, BL460s, or the underlying hardware for the storage, StoreServe 7000, everything we do is best-in-class. Finally, you want to make sure the customer understands that HP provides an open solution. Comparing to some of our competitors around the virtualization space, HP offers a choice of hypervisors. They offer a choice of cloud management, and they offer a choice of management software in general across the full spectrum of their hardware. This open solution provided with trusted advisorship and best-in-class components is a very compelling reason for your customer to look at HP as a serious shortlist vendor for providing them with their next step into the cloud. If you have any further questions, I would suggest that you go to the HP Connection site for VirtualSystem, or you can send an email to myself, gary.stevens@hp.com, and I'll send the link for you. Or you can go to the America's Sales Portal for Cloud System, and there are links there for VirtualSystem. Hope you enjoyed your 15 or 20 minutes of conversation. I'm Gary Stevens, and have a great afternoon.